Once there was a brief to sell tickets to a Boxing Day football match between neighbourhood rivals Gold Coast and Brisbane. But with the brief came a problem. Boxing Day in Australia is traditionally reserved for watching cricket and finishing off leftover food from Christmas Day. Football is the furthest thing from people's minds, particularly in the Gold Coast, who held the league's lowest average crowd attendance of a dismal 4,000 a game. As far as the client was concerned, they needed more than a solution. They needed a Christmas miracle. Christmas, a time for giving. So why not spread a little goodwill and give the shoppers of Brisbane a free gift wrapping service in the lead up to Christmas Day? And boy, did those cheapskates lap it up.
Well, it saves me having to buy wrapping paper, it saves you having to do all that, so no, it is good.
Yeah, free wrapping's pretty good, so that's effort for us.
Are these ones too big?
No, that's bigger.
Such joy, such happiness. But what the people of Brisbane didn't realise was that the paper wrapping Nana's Susan Boyle CD, along with thousands of others, was a very special kind of Christmas wrapping paper. Rather than the usual Christmas fluffery, each sheet was cunningly designed to feature tiny, inconspicuous illustrations that depicted the Brisbane team as prancing fairies, bottom-of-the-table crybabies, elf-ridden whipping boys and stuffed turkeys. One image was even created especially for the Brisbane fans. Details of the match were even printed on the reverse, a little Christmas morning surprise after gifts had been unwrapped. But those Brisbanites were too caught up in their own last-minute panic to even notice. They all just walked away, blissfully unaware.
Meanwhile, a few Brisbane Roar fans may not be so happy when they open their Christmas presents tomorrow. Some took up the offer of free gift wrapping, but most didn't take a closer look.
Brisbane had been swindled, and when the media were tipped off, all the blame was sneakily pinned on their Gold Coast rivals. As expected, the fans began going at each other on the forums, with those in the Gold Coast even wondering where they could get their hands on the paper. So the job was done. The swindle pulled in over $100,000 worth of free media, which was just wonderful, as the whole thing only cost $15,000. But best of all, the Boxing Day match set an attendance record of 11,000.
By far their biggest crowd of the season, their first five-figure crowd in their history.
Almost 300% up on the season average. And as for poor old Brisbane, well, there's always next year.